Hi everybody, I'm Hümeyra. I have been working at Kulen law firm with Remzi. We shoot videos about the immigration updates. Right now, I'm on way to pick up Remzi. And yes, there he is.
Hi Humaira, how are you?
I'm good. You?
I'm doing really good.
Remzi Bey, I prepared some questions for you.
Yeah.
And I'm ready. If you are ready, we can start.
Yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna start answering your questions, but at the same time, let's go get something to drink.
Oh, okay,
Yeah?
great. What is the road?
So I'll put it in ways, and then we'll go.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay. And I'm gonna start to ask my questions.
Yeah,
Firstly, can you talk a little bit about yourself?
sure. I'm an immigration attorney for the last 22 years. I like what I do. I've helped thousands of families, investors, individuals come to the U.S. and establish their business, get their green card. I've helped many artists get their green cards. Because I went through this process myself, I'm actually very fond of the immigrants, and also I can put myself in their shoes and I know how they feel. I can actually say this: I really like what I do, and I devoted myself to improve the lives of the immigrants. I established Kulen Law Firm 16 years ago, and as you know, we've been working for quite some time. Our motto is we are here to help people.
A lot of people have concerns about the exiting and entering the United States nowadays.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about it?
Well, there is a constant fear instilled in people nowadays, and this especially focuses on green card holders, looks like, but at the same time with a lot of non-immigrant visa holders as well. The first caution would go to the green card holders, to those who do not live in the United States. So I think those are the ones that really need to be careful these days, because there's nothing that changed in the rules or regulations. It's just that how this administration applies and interprets those rules makes a lot of people worry. For example, if you live outside of the United States with your green card, and if you don't come to US that often, then you may be under a lot of pressure, because as you know, as a green card holder, once you leave the United States, you have to come back within less than 6 months. And if you do travel outside of the United States a lot, and if you constantly spend a lot of time outside of the United States, then you may be in danger of losing your green card. What we recommend to these people is definitely keep your travels under 180 days. If you think that you're gonna stay outside of the United States for an extended period of time, let's say more than 180 days, or even if less than 180 days, you're gonna do this quite frequently, then apply for a re-entry permit. Re-entry permit will protect your green card. Think about buying an insurance for your green card. That's re-entry permit. As far as the non-immigrant visa holders are concerned, the most important thing is maintain your visa status. If you're an F1 student, go to school, do not work unauthorized. If you're a tourist visa holder, once you enter the US, only do touristic activities and nothing more. If you are an H1B or an E2 or an O1 holder, only act within the boundaries of your visa. I mean, these are the regular stuff we tell people all the time, but it became more important recently because this administration vows to deport anybody who violates their immigration status. In the prior administration, it was prosecutional discretion. It meant, deporting only people with criminal backgrounds. With this administration, even a mere status violation may mean a deportation reason. So we just have to be careful about that. Aside from that, a lot of fear that is instilled in people is because they either want people to leave the United States or they don't want people to come to the United States. Well, as long as this process is legal and you are able to do it and you're eligible for it, I don't see there's any problems. I mean, if you are eligible for something, just go for it, apply for the visa. There is no such thing as They're not accepting anybody into the United States. They still do. There's thousands of people traveling in and out of US every day. We're getting a lot of cases approved. They're getting their visas at the consulate. So just make sure you're eligible for it, and you apply for it, and you maintain your status. Those are the things that we need to be careful about.
We told people that if you are maintaining your status in the United States and if they have no criminal background, then they are safe and they are okay. There is nothing to worry about. But recently, I think you also saw at the social media a student with F1 visa just picked up by the ICE police,
Yeah.
and she was just walking down the street.
Yeah.
So
That happened in Boston, I think, and that's a little different because we don't know if there's a visa violation there. The student apparently wrote an op-ed article about a political opinion, and he was picked up by government authorities, and we don't know what's going to happen now. It seems like there's no violation there. It's just a freedom of speech. However, the government interpreted it as a violation of visa status. Now, bear in mind, she's still not deported. She's in a detention facility, and her case will be heard by a judge. That means that she needs to go through the deportation process at a court. That's how she will be or she will not be deported. This is different. I think this has to do with the political opinion. It has to do with the interpretation of this administration as to how they want to apply the immigration laws. But this is different than violating your status, such as working illegally while you're in student status. That's a clear violation. This is, I think, open to interpretation. So we'll see how it goes.
I see.
But you have to be careful. You have to be careful these days. And to see that such an op-ed article can amount to this is very disappointing to me as an immigration lawyer in the United States, because people come here to talk about their opinions, to express themselves, and there is freedom of speech for everybody in the United States. So just because you use that right should not be a reason for your deportation.
Then do we need to be more cautious about our social media accounts? I mean, posting stories, videos. Do we need to be more careful?
I can't comment about that as far as the political opinions are concerned, because it's still protected under freedom of speech. But if you're talking about maintaining your status, definitely. If you are maintaining your status, you're doing the right thing. If you're maintaining your status, then you're not going to share anything that shows that violates your status. You're still good. So the most important thing is maintain your status and share what you do while you're maintaining your status. Those are the things that needs to be cared about these days. There is also the review of social media accounts by Department of State and USCIS. That's a recent Trump administration announcement also. They used to do this in a lot of visa applications, but I think they're going to review them even more. So it is time to be more careful about the social media accounts as well. You just have to share what you think is right, and as long as you're maintaining your status and as long as you're sharing while you're maintaining your status, I don't think that's a problem.
Recently, Trump announced that we are gonna hold the process of green card applications based off the asylum status. So should people be concerned about that?
It's just an announcement. We haven't heard anything official from the government yet as of the date of this recording. I think what they mean is they just want to vet those applications a little bit more. If your asylum claim was not baseless, if it was a true claim, a bona fide claim, I don't think you should be worried about. But we know that some asylum seekers, when they apply for green card, they go through a very lengthy green card interview process, and they're asked the same questions they were asked at the asylum interview. So this was happening already. It doesn't have to do with, it doesn't have anything to do with Trump. This may be extended. So we may see a lot of green card interviews. We may see a pause on green card applications for asylum seekers. Again, like I said, it's just an announcement. We don't know how this is going to be applied by the government. we will share more news, I guess, once we know what's going on.
Also, nowadays we have been receiving a lot of asylum interviews.
Yes.
So, what do you think about it?
I mean, that's the good news among all of these terrible news, I guess. We are talking about affirmative asylum applications. So these are when people come to the United States on a valid non-immigrant visa and then apply for asylum to the asylum office while they are maintaining their status in the United States. As you know, we haven't been receiving these interviews for the longest time. About 5 years ago, we received the last interviews before COVID, and right now we don't. It is because there was COVID, and also there was a lot of processing at the border. So now what happened is, since Trump closed the borders, these asylum officers are not now required to attend those border interviews. So they went back to their offices and they started sending out the affirmative asylum application interviews, which is, I think, for affirmative asylum applicants who've been waiting for years and years, a great news. We've received, I think, maybe 25 interview notices in the last 2 weeks from the New Jersey Asylum Office. That doesn't mean that all asylum offices are going to be sending these interviews. New Jersey, as you know, is the fastest in processing these things. So I hope the other offices will also catch up and they will send more interview notices.
Let's get our coffee there and then continue.
Exactly. Let's do that. I think you can park there. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, let's wait our coffee. Guys, if you like our video, please comment and please like our video and share your opinions below the video. So maybe we can shoot another video.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, this is supposed to be great coffee. And I got something.
Oh, you got matcha?
No, it's called Refresher.
Huh.
I don't like matcha.
Let's talk about the gold card. Trump announced the gold card and it will be ready within the 2 weeks. Yeah. So what do you think about it?
Here's the thing about the gold card. All we know is that he has some explanations about it, some announcements about it, but there is no legal framework for it that we know. I think what he means, I'm going to explain this I think what he means by 2 weeks is probably he will lay out some legal framework about how this gold card can be obtained, because you cannot basically announce a gold card with an executive order. It doesn't work like that. You have to have laws about it. You have to have regulations. You have to advise the agency as to how to process these cases. You have to come up with some forms to be filled out. So there's a lot that needs to be taken care of before this actually becomes law. Now, do we know if Congress is ready to act? We don't know. I mean, both houses of Congress is now controlled by Republicans. So if Trump wants something like that and all Republicans say yes, maybe there will be a gold card program, but we don't know the details yet. So we'll just see how it goes.
Does it replace the EB-5 visa?
That's a very good question. I heard 2 comments about that. One is that it will replace the EB-5. That's his goal. The other is it will be a supplemental green card application, which will exist together with the EB-5. In comparison, if you want to compare the 2 programs, EB-5 is a program where you invest the money, you get the money back, and you still get the green card. Gold card, on the other hand, will be sold, meaning you will pay the money and you will not get the money back. And the difference between the 2 programs is huge, because in one program, in the EB-5, it's region center $800,000. If it's your own business, $1,050,000. If it's the gold card, it's $5 million, and you're not getting the money back. So there's a huge difference between the 2. And I think since EB-5 is around until at least September 2027, and since USCIS must decide any EB-5 application that is filed before September 2026, it is still a golden opportunity. It's not the gold card, but I think it's the golden opportunity right now where people should really benefit from. So I'm a huge supporter of the EB5 program right now because we don't know what gold card is, and if EB5 is gone, nobody's getting the green card with investment with only $800,000 or $1,050,000. So I think this is the right time for the EB5 program.
When we come to end of our video, I wanna ask, what is the process for H-1B quota applicants? I mean,
Yes.
H-1B quota results have been announced. So what is the process right now?
It was an amazing quota season for us. We got a lot of cases picked up at the registration.
Comparing to previous years?
Compared to previous years, and we are very excited about it. Right now, the procedure is to file all H-1B applications within 90 days. So we have until June 30 to file these applications. And one great news is for OPT holders. If you're on F1 status and if you're an OPT holder, if you file your H-1B application, your OPT will be extended not only until October 1st, but until April 1st of next year. This is the good news this year. So our goal is to file all the applications as soon as possible and hopefully get them approved. The earliest start date on the H-1B program is, even if your case is approved, October 1st.
But they will
you cannot be employed before October 1st.
But they will have 6 months more.
Yeah, the OPT holders will have 6 months more. So if your case is not adjudicated until October 1st, and if you're an OPT and if you file your H-1B application before your OPT ends, your OPT will be extended until April 1st.
Remzi Bey, it was a great day. I asked my questions. I asked very hot questions nowadays.
Yes.
And thank you for coffee.
Absolutely.
And if you have any questions, please share with us. And then maybe we can shoot another video.
Absolutely, yeah. It was a great day for me too. The weather is nice. We had our drinks and then we were able to respond to some questions. I'm sure there are some questions that maybe we didn't touch on. People can ask those questions to us in the comment section. I will respond to each one of them. And hopefully we will do this one more time. And also it is important to follow us on social media. We have an Instagram account. Also follow that because we are going to share a lot of interesting news, I'm sure, in the upcoming days, weeks, and months, and we will continue with the videos.